What's going on, everyone?
On?
There's Mike, my co-host.
Yeah, man.
It's Fadi, and it's the podcast, episode 6. What's good, Mike?
It's been a while since. Yeah, sorry, it's been taking us a while to upload another podcast here. We've been trying to get together, and things kept getting in the way, and all that. And
Time zone.
yeah, time change. Yeah, time zones. Yeah, and we were planning on bringing on a guest, but due to work reasons, he could not be with us right now. So hopefully, the next episode he will be on. And so we went back to our roots, and it's just us two talking now. And we're just going to be talking and seeing what's going on.
Definitely, we'll just have a bit of a chit chat and seeing what's happening around the world and what's happening in our lives and stuff. So to kick things off, obviously today is elections day, and obviously Mike, you must be anticipating the outcome as well as all the rest of the American population. And for that reason, I'm representing, although I'm not sponsored by them, I'm representing this Gap branded logo hoodie with the American flag, this beautiful American flag.
Yeah, safe, man.
Yeah, size large if anybody wants to send me any free hoodies, you're more than welcome to do so. Yeah.
We'll get a PO box, and we'll get stuff so we can sponsor it and stuff.
That's true. So yeah, what are your thoughts, Mike, on the whole elections? Obviously, have you taken part yourself? Have you went and voted and stuff, or?
I have. I did a write-in ballot just because I'm registered in North Carolina, and I don't. I live in Colorado right now, so I don't currently live in the state I'm registered to vote in. But I did the write-in ballot.
This is interesting. So say if you're like traveling and
Yeah, no. So it's where you're registered pretty much. So I don't know exact details, but pretty sure you have to live in the state and you have to have a license for that state, county, whatever, and then you're registered. So you pretty much register through your license.
Yeah.
So you can't vote anywhere.
And has the whole COVID situation affected people, like the numbers going out to how does the voting take place? Like, do you have to go to like a voting station, or can you send in like, I don't know, like do a postal vote? Like,
so like you can do postal, like I did, since I'm not there. So you and then there's like municipality buildings or like libraries or schools. People set up voting booths in. So it just all depends where you live, and that's where you go to cast your vote and stuff. So which I don't know how COVID has affected it. What I've heard, I think most people did like the write-in ballots just because they don't want to go out and
they don't want to be exposed.
That's right. But
do you think whether, I know we're not gonna turn this into any politically driven discussion, but
don't do that.
Do you think I was chatting to one of my American friends, and she was like thinking, I was like, are you anxious about the outcome of the elections and stuff? And then she said she's not really anxious, but she's more concerned about any potential violence that might take place afterwards. But this has not been a historical thing. Like, as far as I remember, within my lifetime, I don't think there's been any, violent acts following an election result or anything.
This year's different though, just because we've had all those riots already. And that I was just watching the news, of like the percentage of what people want change in America, and like economy was like 60% or something, and then I'm pretty sure like racism and all that was second. That was like 42% of why people are actually voting. So it will be interesting to see later on. I think today
Yeah.
When we find out. And...
Yeah, it'd be really, really interesting. I don't know what time it will be announced, but obviously here in the UK, it's pretty late. It's 11:30 at night, so I don't know. I don't know how. We might get the the results in the morning, but the whole world's watching. Obviously, it's America's the number one, obviously, powerhouse nation.
Like I said to you before when we hopped on Instagram Live, like my friend in Netherlands, she was messaging me, asking me, like, oh, like it's all over the news in the Netherlands and stuff. So it's just not America watching; it's the world.
Definitely. The whole world will definitely be affected one way or another.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to recently, aside from obviously you started the new job? We've talked about that in the last episode, and how are you? Obviously, how are you? I don't know, coping with living away from North Carolina. Are you missing home, or you?
Yeah, I miss my parents and stuff, but like I like living on my own, just being reliant on myself. Like so it's nice. Like growing up finally. So it's
definitely part of the adulthood.
Yeah, and it's
man.
I don't have my parents breathing down my neck 24/7, asking where I'm going, what am I doing. Like I talk to them pretty much every day, but it's still not there.
And even if they do, like it's instinctive, isn't it? It's like when you're a parent, I don't think you'll ever be able or will ever be able to comprehend how unintentional caring and love they have for us until we are parents. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things you don't really understand it until or fully appreciate it until. But I know what you mean. It gets a bit annoying sometimes when they're like monitoring your movements 24/7. But shout out to Mike's parents.
Yeah, it's all out of love. All out of love.
It's all out of love, definitely.
And I'm sure I'll be like that once I have. I know I'll be like that when I have kids. So.
But is there anything lined up?
Kid-wise?
No, I mean, obviously you can't have kids on your own. You gotta have, you gotta have the
significant other.
The significant other. That's the word. Yeah.
Not yet. Hopefully soon. But yeah, ladies, I'm single, so slide
Mike
in
is single,
DMs,
so hit me up.
Proper slide in the DMs.
Proper slide in the DMs, ladies.
Yeah. But yeah, from that I really haven't been working. So I work night shifts. So I work 11 p.m. to 11 a.m.
Wow.
So I sleep during the day pretty much.
Wow, that's a 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
How many breaks do you get?
It depends how the night's going. It depends. So I'm a snowmaker, so it needs to be a certain degrees here. And if it's not that certain degrees, we can't really make snow. So we do other like.
What does that involve? This sounds really interesting. What's the process of making snow then?
It's actually not that hard. So we go up onto the mountain, we walk down the hill, and there's different types of guns, snowmaking guns. And then we just walk down the hill. Some of them are electric, so you just have to press like a start button, and then it pretty much makes it itself. So it's just water and air combined, pretty much, and the air shoots out the water so fast, and the amount of hang time it gets. So that's when it freezes into snow. So depending on the angle you shoot the water.
Yeah. No, it sounds pretty. It sounds like an exciting job. It's not like you sat at a desk.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Like, and we're out there in the middle of the night, so like we see a lot of deer, we see a lot of fox, see a lot of wildlife. So it's pretty cool. It does get at times.
Is it like? Are there any hazards surrounding that? Like when you say you're exposed to wildlife and being out there and what sort of like do you take any precautionary measures or
hazards? There are hazards for like wildlife. So the guns that we use, they're pretty loud. So once the guns start getting to go, like not many animals are going to come near you, so you don't have to really worry about that. And then so we turn on like hydrants for the water, and there's a lot of pressure, like PSI pressure in those hydrants. So if you turn it on too fast, like the whole thing could just blow out of the ground. And if you're standing over it, it's gonna take your head off or something. So you just gotta be courteous of where you're standing and stuff. And then there's slips, like it gets icy sometimes, so it could slip and fall.
So you gotta wear like certain attire and stuff, obviously for.
Yeah, so got the helmet, earmuffs, big jacket, pants, boots.
Yeah.
All that. But it's fun. I'm enjoying it so far.
Sounds amazing, man. Sounds it sounds really, really fun. The hours are really long though. Like here in the UK, I don't think actually I don't know. I've not worked like shift based. Well, when I was working full time at my previous job, which I worked in retail for my previous job, and I was working full time. So I was doing like 37 and a half hours, or like max, I think like 38-hour contract I had. 38 hours. So that's, for example, I'll be doing like 9. For example, a typical shift could be like 9 to 6.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yours is like, so if you were doing that, you'd be doing like 9 to 9, wouldn't you? So that's insane. 12 hours.
I'm kind of used to it because like when I was doing that firefighting stuff, we worked those hours. We worked sometimes even longer than that. So and like those whole 12 hours, I'm not working constantly.
Yeah, you're taking breaks and stuff.
So it's like maybe like 2 to 3 hours, depending how long the run is. And then after that, we're kind of just like doing little maintenance here and there, and then maybe another couple hours pass. You go back down the run, just checking the snow quality, make sure it's actually good and stuff.
Yeah.
So not full 12 hours. I'm on my feet moving, but it's nice.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. I like labor type work. I can't be stuck behind a desk.
Yeah, this is something that I can relate to, but at the same time, I've seen the benefits of both having worked like in a retail driven environment and right now obviously working at corporate settings. I think there's pros and cons to both, to be honest. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
It's not perfect either. Obviously it depends on where your preferences are lenient towards more. You know, some people cannot withstand, you know, being sat at a desk. And this is it's coming to that point now actually that we're working from home. We've been working from home for like a really long period. We're about to go into a second national lockdown since March. So obviously everything opened up in the UK back in July, but now the infections rate have gone up through the roof. I think we're talking about thousands of cases every single day as of recently. So now they're shutting everything back down from Thursday, which is very, you know, depressing in a way because I used to go to the gym, as you know, obviously, like 4 days a week since they opened up the gyms in July, and I was slowly getting back into, you know, the swing of things and, you know, building up a nice rhythm and you know, it was just a nice, you know, let go. That 1 hour a day was really, really healthy for me to do that. So it's gonna be really, you know, challenging to live without it. But I think
were corporates going back to like their office building? Like I knew, weren't you at home? You were at home for this whole like working wise, but like so no companies went back and started working.
I don't think I like for my company, for example, we've been told that this can be ongoing for the foreseeable. So no one's communicated that we'll be back anytime soon.
Right.
And I think it's primarily because obviously it's the situation is sort of like worsening here in the UK, as it is in many other places. But it's we just follow the. I think that companies here, they just follow the government's guidelines, and some international businesses like, the Googles and the Microsofts and the Apple, well, Apple not so much because obviously they have to have the stores open. They did shut them down temporarily, obviously, at the beginning of this. But a lot of companies have, taken the approach that, yeah, we'll let people work from home till like, you know, uh, spring. Spring. What month is June? What is that? Fall or spring or?
It's just like start of summer, like end of spring,
Summer.
start of summer.
Yeah. So till summer next year, a lot of companies, and I think that I'll be in the same boat
Yeah.
with that. So
Yeah, that's what my dad was. They kept saying, "All right, you'll go back to work in August," and then it got pushed back to like September, and that was just now they pretty much just like you'll come back when we tell you to come back. Like,
yeah,
you're still in the home for a bit.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. It's about staying afloat, staying alive, making
Yeah,
ends meet.
staying healthy.
Staying healthy is obviously the biggest priority amongst everything else. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what's been happening lately. And obviously, I've also I'm gonna do a shameless plug, but I'll let you introduce the shameless plug. You probably know what I'm gonna.
Well, this is what you're gonna say, but you you got rid of some stuff on your face there.
I got the facial hair
Yeah.
shaven, clean
Yeah.
shaven.
Yeah. So
If you,
what's that about? If you care to
yeah, that was
tell.
my signature look. If you check out the previous episodes,
Hmm.
I'd had that facial hair,
Oh
but
yeah.
obviously now that I'm raising awareness, for men's mental health, prostate and testicular cancer, um, throughout the Movember Foundation. So I'm taking part in the Movember campaign again this year. So I did it for the first time last year. It was a great, amazing, success.
Yeah.
Um, my employer does match the funds that I raise up to like 1,000.
Nice. Yeah.
So
What is your goal? What is the goal you're trying to reach amount wise?
the target at the minute is 500. So last year was 200,
Yeah.
or was it 250? I did exceed it, so it was 255 raised
Nice.
last year. So
Yeah.
this year I'm
My,
I'm hoping,
my buddy on Instagram, he's doing it. He
yeah,
his goal is $200.
yeah. I think I'm in hindsight, I'm thinking maybe I should have set mine a bit lower. I got a little ambitious with my
Hey,
target. But anyway,
shoot big, shoot for the stars.
yeah, definitely. So for anyone that's listening out there, obviously, Mike, thank you for sharing it on your social media.
And we'll put it
Uh,
in the link below, the description below.
we'll put in the link below, and
Body
it's
there.
a very close to my heart because I didn't tell you about this, Mike, but actually my granddad on my father's side, he passed away from prostate cancer. I never got to meet him, and I think he died fairly young. He was like 50 odd when he died, and yeah, man, it's been a while. It's been a while. Like it's probably before. Well, not probably. It's definitely before my birth because
Yeah.
I never had the chance to meet him.
Yeah. But make
I
sure
was
you
in.
go get tested when you can.
Yeah, definitely. If you look, no medical experts, but obviously Mike has got a very valid point. These cancer is such a horrible disease that oftentimes it doesn't come with any severe symptoms
Yeah.
you know um or like worrying symptoms like you might, I don't know, like I can't, again, I'm not gonna delve deep into this, but from what I hear, like if it's just a bit of a, like in terms of testicular cancer, if the shape is changing or if there's any abnormalities or anything that you, with the slightest concern, that you definitely should get it checked out. And
Oh
um,
yeah,
uh,
for sure.
yeah, I don't know if you can hear this, Mike. There's like a buzz sound. Is there anything outside? Any gardening work or anything like that?
No, just there's a highway near me, so you might be able to hear the highway, but our window's closed.
Yeah. It might be. I don't know. It's the first time we use Skype as well. Obviously, we used to use Zoom.
New platform here.
The new platform. So bear with us. This might not be perfect, but we're
still test drive before we bring other guests.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
We wanted to switch it up because Zoom only lets us record a certain length, so Skype will let us record indefinitely. So.
Yeah, definitely. That's the main motive behind the switch. So hopefully that'll be something we maybe stick with, or might try and find something else. Maybe next time we'll try Microsoft Teams.
Yeah. Try them all.
Try them all, and then pick the best.
There's some we can bring up that we forgot. Our little competition YouTuber.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, Mike. You tell the audience about that.
All right. So if you guys go on YouTube and look up the Proper Podcast, there's actually another group of guys that made a podcast called the Proper Podcast. So, they're not as good as us, I should say.
They're not as good.
It's your preference.
No hate. We're not spreading hate. We're spreading love.
Yeah, you can check them out. Go ahead, check them out. But highly recommend ours over there. But you can check them out. But yeah, I think Fadi, didn't you reach out to him once?
I did reach out to them. I left a comment. I was like, "Listen, mate." I was like, we've created this already. We've come up with the name. I don't know, YouTube. If you're watching this YouTube, this is something to do with intellectual property.
Yeah.
This is something to do with the originality of creators' content. It's not something to be taken slightly. Do you know what I mean? So YouTube, sort your stuff out.
Are they American? I haven't listened to their pages.
Yeah, bad news, man. I think they are American. Apologies. I know it's election day. I didn't mean to.
No.
I didn't mean to take a dig at,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in their defense though, like they've got the proper technical. Did you see they have like the mics and stuff? They had the little a podcast set up, but they just sit there and don't really just I don't know.
I don't know. We would do that too, but we're a little far, so we're working with what we got. So
yeah, we're working with what we got. Ours is proper international, podcast.
When we become famous, we'll be closer together. We'll be legit.
Yeah, we'll buy a Royal mansion and that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, that was a little mini rant, and thank you, Mike, for highlighting that because I frankly did forget.
I did too. It just popped in my head.
So for all our audience, all the grandiose amount of our 12 subscribers, if you go ahead and thank you for keeping staying close to watching us and keeping up to date with what we're up to in our lives. But yeah, make sure you reach out to these guys as well. Maybe they'll listen. I don't want them to. I don't want them to be erased out of YouTube. But it'd be really good to be a bit respectable and change the name of that channel with the 4 subscribers. We've got 3 times more subscribers.
Yeah,
is that right? That mathematically right? 4 times 3, that's 12. I'm saying that.
I'm not trying to kick them off. We want them to keep doing what they're doing. Just change their name a little bit.
Change the name. Maybe call it the Not So Proper Podcast. Hey, sorry guys, sorry. That was a bit of a humor.
Maybe after this, they'll post a video. They're probably going to post a video after this saying, "Oh, don't watch this Proper Podcast."
So but we came with a proper podcast because the reason behind the name of the Proper Podcast is
that's good to say.
That was fun times. We never gave background to this, Mike, so we might as well. Obviously, you can tell people how we came about choosing that name. obviously during our encounter in America. That was my catchphrase, you know.
Yeah, you came up with it. You decided to name it, but we kept going back and forth on different names, and you're just
but the word, the proper word. Do you remember? I used to use that all the time when I was in the States.
Yeah, when I met Fadi, he just kept saying everything was proper. Like I guess it's a term in England they use.
Yeah, it's
I've really never heard of it when I was growing up or anything, and then I was hanging out with him all the time, and then every time we're together, we just say proper. Everything's proper.
Yeah. That goes back to 2015. So don't tell me these guys knew. Yeah. I don't know what their names are, but hey, you know I'm talking about you.
Yeah, you guys.
You guys there. Anyhow, I think it's time to wrap it up, Mike, and I'll let you do the outro, and and the plan of future weeks and
future weeks. Yeah. So we'll start with the future weeks, I guess. So hopefully our buddy Mike, we call him Smiles, we'll get into detail why we do that. When we bring him on, we'll talk to him. He's a chef, so we can talk to him all about that. I have another buddy on that he flips houses. So we'll get him on, talk to him about flipping houses and stuff. He's a good friend with Christian that we had on the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he does triathlons too. So he's pretty interesting. Wow. We'll get him on. We'll talk to him about stuff. But for watching, make sure to check us out on Spotify and Anchor and YouTube and all that. Share with your friends. We'll leave Fadi's Movember, which we'll call it, link in the description so you can donate to a good cause. And thank you for watching. And Fadi, if you have any.
No, thank you, Mike. I think that does it. And appreciate everybody's time and checking this out again. Bear with us. Technically, we're not there yet, but I think we're coming up with more and more content. Better content and more richer subjects every time we get on here. So it's a work in progress, and thank you very much for standing behind us. And stay safe and happy Elections Day, and don't get involved in any aggressive activities or riots or anything like that. Yeah. God bless America. God bless the UK. God bless everywhere. Peace.
Couple safe.